Welcome to Orbit Finance. Orbit Finance is a self-repaying lending and borrowing protocol that represents the future of lending. Users can borrow against their future yield, significantly reducing liquidation risk. The protocol supports both crypto-native collateral and real-world asset RWA collateral, enabling a unified on-chain and off-chain lending experience. So on the homepage, we highlighted our core vision, product features, and how Orbit Finance rethinks lending by allowing users to redeem future yield in advance. Okay, so now let's connect the wallet and launch the application. Once connected, the app opens in crypto mode by default. Users can also switch to RWA mode, which we will explore shortly. So let's navigate to the My Account section from the sidebar. If this is your first time using Orbit Finance, you will see a Create Account button. Clicking this triggers a simple on-chain transaction, and once signed, your account is created. So at the bottom of the page, as you can see, the users can also claim testnet tokens from the faucet, which allows them to interact with the protocol during testing. Okay, so after creating an account, users can view available wallet strategies. From here, users can deposit their crypto assets as collateral into a selected strategy. Okay, so let me refresh. Yeah, so once collateral is deposited, users can click borrow and take a loan based on their deposited value. So as you can see, also users can repay manually at any time if they wish. So now let's return to the My Account page. Here users can see total deposited amount and total borrowed account amount and accumulated credit. The accumulated credit increases over time because deposited collateral is invested into yield generating strategies. The yield powers Orbit Finance auto repay engine, which is the core innovation of the protocol. Importantly, the protocol itself does not directly call the repayment function. Instead, automation mechanisms such as Chainlink keepers, bots, or similar off-chain automation services monitor yield accumulation and trigger the sync yield function. When sufficient yield is generated, these automation services execute a transaction, typically every 24 hours, to automatically repay part of their user's debt. Users can also manually trigger this by clicking Sync Yield Now, which immediately reduces outstanding debt. The mechanism ensures debt continuously decreases over time while minimizing liquidation risk. Okay, so now let's switch to the RWA mode. And yeah, the mode demonstrates how Orbit Finance handles real-world assets. For the purpose of this hackathon demo, we use an SPV simulator, which represents the legal workflow of an off-chain registered special purpose vehicle. The simulator exists purely to help judges understand how real-world assets are legally brought on-chain. So to access RWA features, users must first complete KYC. So here I had already completed my KYC from this account. So let me just switch my account. Okay, so let me just fill in the KYC verification from this new account for you. So let me just fill my name. Let me select my country. Let me add my residential address. And let me just upload any identity document. Right now I'm uploading this. And yeah. So your KYC has been successfully submitted and verification will be completed within 4 to 5 working days. Once KYC is completed, users can invest in the bundle pool closing between senior tranches and junior tranches. So let's first approve our KYC. So as this is the verified account, here we will get our identity verification in the SPV simulator and I will just approve it. It will ask me to sign the transaction. Let me just navigate back to the account. And here in KYC section, as you can see that your identity has been successfully verified and you now have full institutional access to all the RWA features. Okay, let me navigate back and yeah. So as you can see that once KYC is completed, as I had previously said, that users can invest in the bundle pool and choosing between senior tranches and junior tranches. This pool represents institutional capital and allows lenders to earn yield from real world asset backed borrowing. If a user wants to borrow against a real world asset, they begin by clicking tokenizing new asset. So let me just tokenize one of my new assets as and yeah, so I'm submitting it for you preview. So here the user submits property details and initiates a verification request with the SPV along with the KYC information. So this process represents how assets owners work with an SPV to tokenize real world assets. The SPV's legal team, including lawyers and chartered accountants, verifies the submitted details. They perform legal due diligence, validate ownership, and ensure a proper legal linkage between the real world asset and its on chain representation. So, once approved, the SPV mints on chain tokens that legally represent the real world asset, and this legal verification and tokenization process is a core responsibility of the SPV. So, yeah, after approval, the tokenized asset appears under my tokenized assets. So, let me just approve it. The SPV's legal team, including lawyers and chartered accountants, verifies the submitted details. They perform legal due diligence, validate ownership, and ensure a proper legal linkage between the real world asset and its on chain representation. So, once approved, the SPV mints on chain tokens that legally represent the real world asset, and this legal verification and tokenization process is a core responsibility of the SPV. So, yeah, after approval, the tokenized asset appears under my tokenized assets. So, let me just approve it. Let me refresh. Okay, so after approval, the tokenized asset appears under my tokenized assets. This indicates that the real world asset has been successfully bridged on chain. From here, the user can manage the asset and use it as collateral. So let me just confirm the borrow. So the tokenized asset is deposited into institutional bundle pool, allowing the user to borrow against it, and any real world yield such as rental income is collected off chain by the SPM bridged on chain. The tokenized asset is deposited into the institutional bundle pool, allowing the user to borrow against it, and any real world yield such as rental income is collected off chain by the SPV bridged on chain and used to automatically repay the loan. Once the debt reaches zero, the tokenized asset is automatically unlocked. So let me just go to SPV simulator and help you understand the SPV auto repayment functionality. So yeah, let me just fill the amount and execute institutional repayment. Let me check it again. And as you can see, the debt reduced. All assets, borrowing, and repayment details can be tracked in the My Portfolio section. This provides full transparency similar to the crypto experience in the My Account section. So, to summarize Orbit Finance, let me just. Okay, so to summarize Orbit Finance enables users to borrow against future yield, automatically repay debt using generated yield, and minimize liquidation risk. So, use both crypto and real world assets as collateral, and this makes Orbit Finance a next generation lending system, bridging DeFi and real world finance in a single unified architecture. Thank you.